Was the Russia collusion narrative a hoax from the start? In this video, Maria Bartiromo from Fox News and President Trump's Deputy Chief of Staff Stephen Miller reveal the people and motives behind it. Plus, we'll explore how the leadership principles of truth and justice can build a stronger nation. Before we get into the details, if you love diving into political issues and enjoy hearing a principled take on them, then hit the like button, share this video, and subscribe to join the conversation. It will help our channel reach a wider audience.
The Russia collusion story, because I know you lived it as well. They also tried to spy on you. They wanted your emails, subpoenaed you as they left people really with their lives changed. Your reaction to what was released this week?
The Russia collusion hoax against President Trump remains the single greatest hoax and the greatest assault on our democracy in the history of this country. There's no comparison, there's no parallel to anything else. It was a coup, and I'm using that term literally. It was a coup to overthrow a democratically elected government, a coup carried out by the intelligence apparatus of this country, by the deep state, by Hillary Clinton and the Democrat Party. The new information that has been revealed by the Director of National Intelligence and by the FBI eliminates any scintilla of doubt about the intention, the premeditation, the planning and orchestration of this conspiracy. It meets all of the criminal elements of a seditious conspiracy against the United States. It meets the criminal elements of an insurrection. It meets the criminal elements of a conspiracy against the government and the criminal elements of a conspiracy to deprive citizens of their civil rights under color of law. One egregious felony after another. And because it is a conspiracy, as demonstrated by the forethought of realizing and documenting that they understood that this was fake from the beginning, meeting the mens rea standard in law. Because of that, because it is a conspiracy, every single individual actor is now part of that conspiracy. So that includes Brennan and Clapper and Comey and Hillary and Schiff and everybody else who knowingly and willfully perpetrated this plot, this coup, this conspiracy, this scheme against President Trump and the government of the United States. And now is the time and the hour and the moment for accountability so that we can reclaim this democracy, Maria.
Well, do you believe we will actually get accountability? We've been demanding accountability now for a decade. Our audience is well aware that this is the biggest political scandal we have ever seen, and an effort to undermine and take down a duly elected president. But now we want to see the tricksters face the consequences. Will they?
I have complete confidence in the Department of Justice to follow these facts, to follow this new, further avalanche of evidence, and to take all the necessary legal steps to ensure that the wrongdoers, the coup plotters, the schemers, and the insurrectionists are held fully accountable under the laws and Constitution of these United States. Yes, Maria, I believe that.
Now, last weekend, John Ratcliffe, CIA director, who is a former prosecutor, former DNI, told us that that the statute of limitations, the 5-year statute, does not apply when it comes to conspiracy. And he says the conspiracy is ongoing because they still won't admit it. The conspiracy is still happening. So what is your take on what Ratcliffe told us last week?
Oh, he's completely right. So several of the statutes I mentioned, we have not even come close to eclipsing the statute of limitations. But more than that, it is an ongoing and continuing conspiracy. It continued through the entirety of President Trump's first term. It continued through the entirety of President Biden's term in office. And it continues to this day. There are still deep state coup plotters who are trying to conceal and hide this information on behalf of the people they are protecting. There are still staffers in Democrat offices who know the full truth, who are concealing that truth. So all of this behavior, all of this conduct collectively means the conspiracy hasn't ended, is ongoing. Comey in particular has throughout the years engaged in conduct and lies, public statements, and testimony in front of Congress. False testimony whose sole purpose was to perpetuate and continue the conspiracy. So I have every hope and expectation that the Department of Justice, under the leadership of our courageous Attorney General will follow these facts and follow the evidence and deliver justice. Because if we have a country where we can continue to have FBI careerists and CIA careerists, deep staters, who will fabricate and doctor evidence, who will create and produce fake material, fabricated material, phony information to try to go after their political enemies, up to and including the president. If we continue to create the impression and the reality that there is not a severe criminal penalty for such conduct, it will never stop. It will never desist. It will keep on going forever. And we will continue to have a country that is sabotaged endlessly by the production of fake documents, fake material, fake plots against democratically elected officials. We can't have that. There must be consequences.
Well, I mean, it's just extraordinary to me that the mainstream media has completely ignored this story. And they obviously were complicit from day one, being the quote unquote useful idiots of the cabal to spread this nonsense across the world. But the Russia collusion lie had such an incredible impact. People went to jail. They should not have. People were raided. They raided Mar-a-Lago, President Trump's home, looking for these documents, according to Devin Nunes.
Correct. By the way, that's a great point. The Mar-a-Lago raid was a perpetuation and continuation of this same conspiracy. They went in search and in hopes of trying to recover the documents that would implicate their own criminal conduct.
That's right.
The entire raid was a perpetuation of this same criminal scheme, as you mentioned. And so many innocent people suffered irreparable harm. Paul Manafort was left to rot in a prison cell because of this ridiculous investigation, this witch hunt that is carried out. How many homes were raided? How many documents were taken? Emails were taken against the innocent, against people whose only crime was working for President Trump.
Right.
The truth will always find a way to emerge, no matter how deeply it is buried. Leaders, if your policies serve the people, you don't need lies or schemes to silence opponents. Truth leads to freedom and builds the trust essential for a thriving society. But living and leading in truth is what sets you apart. Justice must coexist with truth. If justice is abused and used as a weapon to destroy or discredit truth, it betrays its very purpose. True justice has no agenda but to uphold what's right. As a leader, you have a duty to lead with truth and justice. If you undermine either, you erode your own credibility and the public trust. Truth and justice must be the main principles applied in your laws and policies. If you let those who violate these principles evade accountability, you allow a few to fracture society's future for the majority. Ignoring wrongs against those who serve risks a society that tolerates injustice, minimizing its potential. Authentic leadership means pursuing truth and justice to ensure a safer, healthier, more prosperous nation. One that has the potential to be greater than it ever was before. How do you see truth and justice playing its part in the vision to make America great again? Share your thoughts in the comments so we can keep the conversation going. If you have benefited in any way from this video, please subscribe, like, share, and be sure to leave us a comment. Have some leaders forgotten that the UN's Article 19 declares free speech a fundamental human right? Are Starmer and Labour overlooking the UN's stance on this matter because it conflicts with their agenda on this issue? With freedom comes responsibility. When you accept a leadership role, you accept that the people who entrusted you with power have the right to dissenting opinions. If you violate their freedom to speak, you must face the consequences, like being voted out of office or disregarding the impact on their lives, their families, and the wider society. Ignoring the people's right to express dissent disqualifies you as an authentic leader. Honoring their freedom means accepting that not everyone will agree with you. That's not a reason to wield tyrannical laws to punish them for exercising their God-given rights. Instead, it's a chance to listen, learn, and grow. By accepting that there will be views that differ from yours in a free society, you show a willingness to understand this inevitability, which can inspire trust and lead others to willingly follow your leadership direction, if it's governed by true vision, passion, and values. What do you think? Can leaders truly serve if they silence free speech? Drop your thoughts in the comments and join the call to return to true freedom in a democracy. If you have benefited in any way from this video, please subscribe, like, share, and be sure to leave us a comment.